In Marlborough, the bell was hung in front of the Grand Army of the Republic Hall. But in the late 1960s, a tower was built on the town common, specifically to house the bell. So what's the problem?
We would like the bell that now exists in Marlborough to be returned to Harpers Ferry, because the bell really doesn't have meaning only in the context of being in its historic location.
A location that's been preserved as a national park with just under 500,000 visitors every year.
Of course, after the raid, the bell symbolized the freedom of some 4 million African Americans, so it has great symbolic importance in that sense as being here in Harpers Ferry.
But the current custodians of the bell, the Marlborough American Legion, don't see it that way.
I feel that the bell definitely belongs here. The bell in Harpers Ferry would simply be a fire engine's bell. But here in Marlborough, it has a great deal of meaning. This is the area that John Brown received a great deal of empathy from. And these people, they loved the man, they loved his ideals.
In the past, Harpers Ferry representatives have been up to talk about the bell. What was said?
I really can't say on the news, but I told them in no uncertain terms that the bell would stay here, and if I had to post a guard around the bell tower itself here 24 hours a day, I would do so.
But the pastor of the First Church of Marlborough, which stands on the hill overlooking the John Brown Bell, disagrees.
Yeah, I think it would be great to give it back. It would seem to me that there's an opportunity here to establish some real good relationships with Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, by our making some gesture of return or giving them access to the bell in some way. Whether they get the original, we get a replica, or the other way around.
I don't blame the folks in Harpers Ferry for wanting to try to get back, but here's where it rests. And as far as I'm concerned, the John Brown Bell, where it sits on that nice tower that's erected right on Union Common, will remain where it is.
Trying to stamp out slavery is probably one of the strongest symbols that we have, and it needs to be on its original site.
What a story. Well, it sounds like the folks in Marlborough are pretty determined to keep it.
Yeah, it's a real dilemma here, Mary. In fact, they've got that thing wired up now. They're, talk about John Brown's raid. They're worried about a raid from Harpers Ferry, but we're told by the folks at the Legion that don't try it. That bell is alarmed to the police station, and we could have an insurrection if they tried. Incidentally,
war between the states all over again.
One quick irony: the mayor of Harpers Ferry, you may have noticed his accent wasn't exactly Virginian. Walton Stoll is from Massachusetts.
Another irony.